How to Do Library Research at Ithaca College by Dr. Mary Lourdes Silva. In Canvas, you can access the link to the quiz. Before conducting your own research, watch the entire video lesson, complete the quiz in Canvas thereafter. After completing the video lesson and quiz, I can answer any questions you may have about your topic. It's fine to change your topic at this stage. Schedule a meeting with me via Zoom for a consultation. In this video lesson, you'll learn where to start with your research to locate keywords and expert names and resources. We'll use that information to conduct our research in the library website. I'll introduce you to Google Scholar, an advanced research tool to find relevant sources, and then I'll conclude with an explanation on how to use our interlibrary loan resource to obtain an article or book chapter if you need it for a project. Now, let's say that you know little about your topic. One place to start is YouTube, where you can find lectures by college professors or leading experts. I'm researching the history of the word woke. I can review the list of options and then read the bios to learn about the authors or organizations that are funding these videos. For instance, if I come here, I can click on the information here and then visit the actual website where this book is being sold to learn more about the author and their authority on the topic. What I'm looking for are their credentials and any possible problems with bias or conflicts of interest, like an oil company paying for research about the carbon footprint of gasoline. I can watch several of these videos to jot down names of experts and jot down keywords. So pay attention to the terms and concepts that people keep using in different videos. Another place to start would be Britannica, a popular encyclopedia you can cite. The library Another place to start would be Britannica, a popular encyclopedia you can cite. You can also go to the Ithaca College Library website and click on the top left where you see guides, and you'll find topics on various themes. Like, for instance, if I was researching racism or anti-racism, there are guides generated by librarians, which has plenty of general information about the topic. And last, I can go to Wikipedia. As most of you know, anyone can go in and edit a wiki page to spread misinformation. However, you can scroll to the very bottom where you have access to all of the news articles, books, and websites that are being referenced in this very article. So you can learn general information, and you want to be skeptical of this information, but at the very bottom, you can access the original source and cite those sources. So you want to make sure that you click on those links or search for those articles on our library website or in Google in order to cite those articles as opposed to the Wikipedia page. All right, once you've acquired some general information about your topic, you should have some keywords and expert names that you can add to the search box. I'm going to start with the word wokeism. Once I'm here, I can search through the titles and find relevant articles. I can also look at years of publication. You can use the filters on the far right. And so if I want to download something from a specific journal, I can also look by genre as well. I'm like, okay, I'm not looking for drama or graphic novels. I could select peer review. Many of your professors will be requiring you to search for peer reviewed, which are scholarly sources where more than one person reviewed it before it was published. So this is a high bar that authors must pass or reach in order to get published. So you can use those filters here to narrow your search. Once you have found an article that you would actually like to retrieve, so let's say I want to look into wokeism and how to counter it, see what that is about. Looks like a contrary position there. And so I click on the article, and here you can find it available online here. So you want to click Gale Academic. So this is where you would actually obtain it in this database. And then from here, you can skim through the abstract and see what this particular author is saying about it and what they mean by countering wokeism. If you need to actually use this article, you would download it. You want to look for a PDF link or just look for a download button to download the article, to download it onto your actual computer. You don't want to simply bookmark it because the library will break these bookmarks because they don't want people stealing the information for free. So make sure that you download everything that you find. Otherwise, you will lose all of that information in a few weeks when the links are broken. Nice thing about library websites, they include the citation. And so you can come here, I select it, and then I copy it and paste it onto my annotated bibliography or my works cited page. I can come back to my list of options and I can find this other resource, You Are Canceled. And here again, I can click on this link to access it from our database. And in this case, there's no option to actually download it. It looks like it's just from a regular website. So you could bookmark this if you would like. And then another option is to print it yourself by going to Command P or Control P. And then once I pull that up, you look for the PDF button and then you download it as a PDF. Again, you want to make sure that you have access to all the information that you are researching. Once you have gone through your list on the library webpage, if you have not found what you've looked for or you would like to see what else is available, over here on the right side, you will see the link Google Scholar. You want to make sure that you are using that link and not just Googling it, because you'll be automatically connected to the Ithaca College website. And so there are going to be articles that you may not have access to that you'll have access to. So for instance, you see View at IC Library. And so for some articles, in these cases, they have both options available, but at times you'll be prompted to pay. And if you see the View at IC Library, that means you have greater access. You have more articles available to you. I will show you guys in a few minutes how to obtain that article if it prompts you to pay, because you don't want to have to pay for the articles that you're looking for your research project. And so I come here on to the main search page and I see this source here, Empowering Parents with School Choice Reduces Wokeism, and I'm like, okay, what do they mean by reduce wokeism? And I see here this was funded by the Heritage Foundation. And so when I do a Google search for the Heritage Foundation, I find that it is a institution's mission is to build and promote conservative public policies. And so there's sort of a red flag or a yellow flag, depending on your politics, for how particular institutions or organizations, it is sort of to their advantage to spread certain political ideologies as opposed to looking for more nonpartisan or more neutral or objective conclusions or narratives. And so there I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for. So it's really important that we look at where things are published. Not just because you found it on Google Scholar doesn't mean that it's an authoritative or reliable source. We always have to check into the background of every author or every organization. And then from there, I can continue to search. I can just look up the word woke if I wanted to and see what comes up there. And then so we have some interesting articles, woke washing. And so here we see it was cited by 185. These numbers cited by 350. These numbers teach us that a lot of authors and researchers are creating a lot of buzz around this particular article. And so there's a lot of people reading it, a lot of people citing it. Basically, the higher the number, the more important it is to these scholars. Now, if something's been recently published, like it was just published this year, the number is probably going to be a little low. So that doesn't mean it's less credible. It just means that not enough people have read it yet. Okay, so kind of use these numbers relatively. Doesn't mean it's good or bad either way. Like here, for instance, 1,228, like, wow, that's has been cited by a lot of people, but then the word woke is used in terms of the verb. George woke up laughing. Has nothing to do with our topic. Okay, so we have to look at all of these factors. We are looking at the topics, so the article titles are like a type of thesis statement. We're looking at who's citing it. Higher the number can be better depending on when it was published, right? So these are relatively new, so a lot of people are citing it, so that's kind of a good indication. And then also looking at where things were published and looking to see if particular organizations that have an inherent bias are pushing out an agenda, a particular agenda. Okay, so this was published in 1956, so, and it has nothing to do with our topic, but you do want to look into the year of publication. Something published 20 years ago about culture and society would most likely be outdated. So definitely want to make sure you find stuff that, depending on your topic, is relatively recent. Okay, so let's say that I was interested in this particular article. I can go here, cited by 56. I can right click and open this as a new tab. I don't want to lose this page. I'm still at the skimming stage of doing research. So then I can click on this and see the 56 people who cited. I click on this little box here called Search Within, and then I can type in a single word like education. Maybe I'm interested in education and woke. And so then I can then skim through these results. Maybe I'm more interested in higher education. So I can just type in the word higher education. Now, in each instance, I had this box checked off. If I forgot to do that and I just typed in higher education, guess what? We're going to get 9 million results. Okay, so if you don't check off the box, if you forget, then it's going to just do a general search. So the cool thing about Search Within is that it can narrow down your search for you. And so it's looking within a source that was popular and finding sources for you. And you can play around with the different keywords. Maybe I want to just look at how women are impacted by woke politics. Maybe I want to look at just how Black individuals are impacted. And so then it will highlight those words. So it's a great tool by for narrowing your research. Another option that I have to find resources is to click on an article that is fairly recent. Here I have something from the Journal of Business Research. I'm not sure I want to go in that direction. I'm not looking at advertising or consumerism, but let's just say that was my topic. I can click on that resource. I scroll down to the very bottom where I have access to all of the references, and then here I can obtain any source that I would like. And so I have the titles and everything here. So let's say I was interested in this particular source. Let me see, I'm focusing in, let's say it was on brands taking a stand. So I can copy this and I can search for it in Google Scholar, but I can also search for it on our library homepage. So I can type it there and see if I have direct access to it. And here it shows that I in fact do. And so then I can obtain it that way. If our library does not have it, so here's a cool resource you can use. Let's say it's this source, and I want to come here, come to the library, and I put it in the search box, and it does not have it, okay? So representing women, it does not have that source. And so then what I can do is go beyond the IC library. I click on that. And then I say I'm still not finding, so I can submit a request. So it's right here, submit a request. And then from here, all I have to do is put the title of the article and the journal title, and that's it. And then just say send request, okay? So then I just copy and paste the name of the journal as well as the article title, okay? So I don't even remember what it was. I think, yeah, right here. So the article, the journal would be this one. That would be the journal. And this, of course, is the article title right there. Okay, so you would copy and paste that. You submit the request, and then within 24 to 48 hours, you should get an email, and they will attach the actual article for you.